So I'm making this video specifically to rant about something, an issue I've been having with when it comes to NetherRealm and their Sub-Zeros. This character is not bad, alright? This character is not bad. He's really good for Onslaught team. However, let's talk about my issues with him before I talk about what he's good at. My first issue with him is his special one. And it's not specifically because it's a special one, it's specifically because this character has no consistent way to freeze the enemy. You're a Sub-Zero. That is your entire purpose, to freeze. He has no consistent way to freeze the enemy. And I say this because it's a 20% chance to freeze them on tag out attempt. Are you kidding me? Are you actually joking? Tag out? Come on. And the reason why it bothers me so much is because he can't really take advantage of weather warfare. He can take advantage especially of the Kuai Liang Scepter, which gives you 50% lethal blow chance against enemies affected by freeze. He can't really take advantage of these on his own. He would need the epic that freezes the enemy. He would need to be assisted by that. But that's the thing. That makes him no different from any other character benefiting from this. Anyone could benefit from at that point. You're not really being you're not special anymore like a Sub-Zero would, and it kind of ruins the entire thing about Sub-Zero, because I'm not choosing a Sub-Zero to bleed the enemy or stun the enemy or even frostbite the enemy. I'm not really choosing a Sub-Zero for that. I want to freeze the enemy. Freezing the enemy does so much. Not only does it act as a pseudo stun, it literally has perks, like because of the gears, lethal blow against it, being able to hit the enemy to build energy and not have them be unfrozen. Like, these things are what makes freezing the enemy as a Sub-Zero so good. And that brings me to my next thing. Let's talk about the worst Sub-Zero in the game. This is gonna be a hot take, and a lot of people are gonna say, Sub-Zero. Do not come at me. This is the worst Sub-Zero. You know he's the worst Sub-Zero. Doesn't mean he's the worst character or a bad character. No, I'm not saying that. But just like Onslaught Sub-Zero, he has a shitty SP1 and he has a shitty way of applying freeze. It's not as bad as Onslaught, but it's still bad. 35% chance that when the enemy has to be affected by frostbite. The enemy has to be affected by frostbite for him to freeze. So first of all, you have to wait 8 seconds. Now, in theory, that doesn't sound too bad, and it's not. That's not what makes this bad. No, it's the fact that you have a 35% chance once he's frostbitten to get your enemy to be frozen. Why wasn't this at least 80% chance or 70? No consistent freeze, which makes him not a good candidate to use these things. And I will say this, the best Sub-Zero when it comes to damage is Circle of Shadow Sub-Zero. I don't even need to go on the character. If you don't think he is the best damage dealing Sub-Zero, you're delusional. And the second best damage dealing Sub-Zero is also gonna be Cold War Sub-Zero. That's not a hot take. Both those Sub-Zeros are extremely good at their job. Their job being to freeze the enemy, keep them frozen, do damage while they're frozen. That's literally their entire kit. That's their purpose in life. And they do it really well. These characters, Onslaught Sub-Zero, doesn't do that. He's shit at freezing. And it's the same thing with MK11 Sub-Zero. Garbage. That's just kind of what I wanted to rant about. Again, his cryo shell is really good for onslaught characters. I'm not gonna take that away from him. His cryo shell, extremely good. He's going to turn the tables if you're using the onslaught team and you're fighting the enemy. If they're not dwarfing your team in strength, you are going to win, because then they're going to be at low health. Then you die. Then you have most of your health back, and you are usually going to have X-ray. If you have your X-ray unlocked, you're gonna have your X-ray. That is awesome. And this applies to, and this is another thing why I think Onslaught Sub-Zero beats MK11 Sub-Zero at being a Sub-Zero. He does his job so much better because his passive applies to him. MK11 Sub-Zero cannot save himself. That is so dumb. And this is another reason why he sucks as a character, and you can't really disagree with me, because nothing I'm saying is a lie or me being dishonest or opinion based. He sucks at being a Sub-Zero. That's just the bottom line. But Onslaught Sub-Zero, he does his job really well. He beats MK11 Sub-Zero at his own job. And yeah, I will have to test it. I will have to kind of test his cold grip to see if this actually stacks. So they say it stacks, but that means if I can stack cold grip 5 times 20, 100, that means once I have 5 stacks of cold grip, if the enemy tries to tag out, they should just not be able to. And I'll test this, and then I'll do an update. If he can stack the cold grip, making his freeze 100% if they try to tag out, then he automatically just becomes an A tier character. Right now he's a B tier character because he does really good. He does his job really well. He makes his onslaught teammates come back stronger than ever. Let's find out though. Let's find out. I will test and I'll